guys, today I'm going to review some 7th chord concepts with you to hopefully help you understand them a little better. The first thing we need to know about 7th chords is that there are two parts. There's the triad and then there's the 7th itself. So let's start with this chord as an example. Right here I have an F major triad, so I'll write the lead sheet symbol above that. F, A, C. So we can see we have a major third from F to A and a minor third from A to C. I'm also going to write underneath here major, just to show that my triad is major. I can add two different kinds of 7ths to this chord. The first one is a major 7th. So this is a major 7th right here, from F to E natural. One way to figure out the quality of the 7th really easily is to take the inversion of that interval. So if I brought this F up here, we can see E natural to F natural is a minor second. So these two right here are inversions. So I know that this is a major 7th. We also have the possibility of adding a minor 7th. Again, if I wrote the inversion of that over here, we can see this F to E flat is a major second, so its inversion is a minor 7th. Okay. So, coming back to this triad, let's add one of these 7ths to it. I'm going to start with the major 7. All I have to do is add this E. So we can see the quality of the triad did not change. But we have to consider the 7th now too. So we have a major 7th here, so I'm going to write M, capital M, 7. So the quality of this chord is major triad with a major 7th, major, major 7. To my lead sheet symbol, I don't have to do anything with this letter. If it's just a letter all by itself, we assume it's a major triad. For my 7, I'm going to need to put a capital M and a 7 to show that it's a major 7. Another way to write this is to do it like this. F maj 7, so you can write it like that. On this side, we can do the minor 7th. So again, here's my F major chord. So I'm going to write my lead sheet symbol right here. And underneath, I'm going to write the quality of my triad. So this is a major triad, so here is a capital M. Now I'm going to add my minor 7th to it. So from F to E flat is my minor 7th. So I have, again, my major triad and my minor 7th. So here's my capital M for my triad, and I'm going to write a little m and a 7 to show that I have a minor 7th. So the quality of this chord would be major minor 7. For my lead sheet symbol, I'm just going to leave the F as it is. Again, if it's just a letter, we assume that the triad it's talking about is major. I'm also just going to write a 7. A 7 all by itself, we assume that it's a minor 7, so we don't need any more information here. This particular quality is really special because it only happens on one particular chord in both major and minor keys, and that's on the 5 chord. So we call this the dominant 7. This kind of quality, major, minor 7, is also called a dominant 7. Now let's talk about some other possible qualities. Let's stick with that F chord, but I'm going to make it minor this time. So for my lead sheet symbol, I'm going to write F, little m. Underneath here, I'm going to write a little m to show that my triad is minor. Okay? Let's go ahead and add that minor 7, just like we had up top. So here we are. I'm going to put it over here. So we can see now my triad is major, my 7th is minor, or I'm sorry, my triad is minor and my 7th is also minor. So I have an F minor and I'm just going to put a 7 after it. We assume it's a minor 7. So minor, minor, 7. That's the quality of this particular chord. Let's stick with that F let's stick with that F chord again. Now we're going to make it diminished. So F, A flat, C flat. So now it's a diminished chord. So I'm going to write F with a diminished sign. Now I'm going to have to think about this minor seventh again. So again, I have this F to E flat is a minor 7. So I'm going to bring that over here. The quality of my triad here is diminished, so I'm going to write a little d. My seventh, though, from F to E flat is minor, so I'm going to write a little m and a 7. This is a really special chord right here because this interval right here is a major third. So from C flat to E flat is a major third. And that breaks the pattern because in a diminished chord, we have a minor third. Whoops. We have a minor third and another minor third. And so this major third doesn't continue that pattern. So we call this half diminished. So I'm going to take that little circle and I'm going to write a slash through it. There we go. And then my 7. So we can only have a half diminished quality when we have the 7th added. It's that minor 7th that makes it half diminished. Oops. So underneath here, we'll just write, this is a half diminished chord. Okay. It's also possible to have a fully diminished 7th. So first, we need to have a diminished triad. So let's keep that F diminished chord. But we need a diminished 7th to go with it. So the inverse of that would be an augmented 2nd. So let's start with the F, which is our root. So we need to know what 7th we're building above this. If we take the inverse, I can go below this by 3 half steps. So F to E flat to E double flat. Now I have to keep it on this E because I still have a 2nd here. So if you wrote a D, F to D, that wouldn't work because then you would have a 3rd. So F to E flat right here, E double flat. Now we have a diminished 7, okay? So if I add this to my chord, E double flat, so this chord is now spelled F, A flat, C flat, E double flat. My triad is diminished, so I'll write a D. And my 7th is also diminished, so I'm going to write a D again, 7. So this is called a fully diminished 7th chord. And the reason is because if we looked at each interval, so here we have a minor 3rd, and then a minor 3rd, and then another minor 3rd. So the pattern continues all the way up. It's the combination of that diminished triad and that diminished 7th that makes this fully diminished. So I'm going to write F and then leave the symbol as it is to indicate that it's fully diminished and then just write my 7 after it.